Captain Lou Albano starts managing the Bulldogs, I think probably in '86. And this is the last year he's a full-time manager, in the '80s at least. In '86, had he at least calmed down slightly, or was he still crazy Lou that we have all heard about?
He was a lot calmer. He seemed much. Well, the Allentown days were gone. The TV days were gone, and we were. And the managers weren't up front as often. I don't know how much he traveled with the Bulldogs. As Heenan, Fuji, there's some couple of managers that traveled, but they were the ones that usually were active in your match or something. And Lou never really did much, and sort of walk around and do something he wasn't supposed to do. But yeah, but by that time Lou probably calmed down a lot. He was moved back to Florida, and his family and stuff back there.
Yeah. Do you remember why Vince McMahon was sort of trying to phase Lou out in particular, do you think?
I think he faded all the managers. All the there was Freddie, Lou, Ernie.
Yeah, I was just wondering because it was only maybe last year, the year before in '85, that he was a big part of the Rock and Wrestling Connection, getting Cyndi Lauper in, and then he's sort of being phased out entirely, and then he has like a retirement match, and then he's just gone for like most of the decade, nearly 10 years.
That was, I think that was pretty much the plan. Ernie had passed away. Blassie was getting pretty old, and Luke couldn't really do much in the ring. He couldn't. So he had the guy like Bobby Heenan, Fuji, Jimmy Valiant. I don't know how active Jimmy was, or Johnny Valiant. One of the Valiants was
it was Johnny. Luscious Johnny V.
Yeah. Okay, Johnny. Liz, of course. Sherry Martell. So he was going for a different type of manager by those times, by that day. Fred, those guys, they were done.
They were just old hat, basically.
Yeah, because they would just show up for TV and the Garden anyway. The whole time from when I first came in there in '80, the end of '80 or '81, they would show up at a Garden, or possibly an extraordinarily big show. Maybe it was a special or a pay-per-view or Shea Stadium, which I was never at, but I would just for instance, Shea Stadium, Bruno Zabisco, or something like that. Well, aside from that, they wouldn't. Maybe Philadelphia Spectrum or those big buildings, but normally they weren't around. They would just be there at TV for those 2 days, and that'd be in Madison Square Garden.